Hi, good evening, everyone. And yes, we are live. I'm excited today. Welcome, 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 welcome. Good evening, my beautiful people, and welcome to another Glow into the Week episode. If you can see me and if you can hear me, please let us know in the comment section. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay, now let's start. Welcome, everyone. I am happy to have you here. Hope your new year has been going great. I'm excited for today's episode because it's something that has bothered a lot of us for some time. I'm Dr. Chimsom, your skin and confidence doctor. I help you glow from the inside out. Now, this week's episode is about something we all experience: delay. Yes, all of us experience delay one way or the other. We'll be talking about how to keep your confidence and peace, even when these things don't go as planned. Yeah? So, why does it hurt for us to wait when we have delays? Why is it painful? Have you ever felt like you're stuck because something that you prayed for, something that you planned, or something that you worked so hard for hasn't happened yet? Have you been in that space? I'm sure all of us have been in that space one time or the other. Maybe you plan that, oh, before you're 40, you'll be married, you'll be this, you'll be that. You had a lot of, things that you were expecting. Maybe it's a dream that you had, or maybe a part in your career, or how much money you thought you were going to have, a relationship, or maybe you believe that you should have healed from a hurt you had in the past. Delay can easily turn into frustration. That's just the truth. It can make you start to doubt yourself. It can also help you make you lose confidence. You can't, show up like you should because you feel like maybe you're not where you plan to be, where you expected to be. You start asking yourself questions. Is there something wrong that I'm doing? Maybe I'm not that good, I'm not good enough. You start to doubt yourself. That's where faith comes in. Faith keeps your glow alive when frustration tries to dim that glow that you have. Now, what is faith? Faith is you believing that despite whatever you're going through, somehow you're going to, get up and move. You're going to overcome it and it's all going to work out for your good. It's easy to tell people, oh, when they're in a hard place, everything is going to work out for your good. But most times, when you are the person in that space, you don't see it. You know, True confidence actually is not built on control. That means it's not built on being able to control every circumstance you find yourself. It's built on trust. Trust that things are going to turn out right. Trust in who you are. Trust in your abilities. And that is what actually makes you shine through. Confidence will tell you that I can handle whatever comes. Faith will also tell you that I know God is handling what I can't handle. So sometimes we are worried, we are anxious, and sometimes that anxiety doesn't let us see more than where we are. Instead of worrying, why not turn it around and ask yourself, what is the solution? How can I help myself? How can I pray myself out of it? How can I meditate so that I can get an idea and see this problem in a different light so that I can actually grow from it? So when you have confidence and you have faith to back it up, that's confidence that you're going to overcome whatever. Together, they create a kind of peaceful confidence. Faith teaches you to be steady, even when you're in an unknown space, even when you're in a space that you are not sure the outcome, you're not sure where you're going from here, and you feel like this is not where I'm supposed to be. A lot of us had resolutions from last year, things I wanted to achieve, and we didn't achieve some of them. So it makes us feel as if I'm not doing my best. I'm not, so it's going to make you shrink. Faith teaches you to be steady, even when things are not working the way they should. Confidence grows when you stop needing to prove, you know, yourself and start learning to trust that things are going to be okay. Now, what's the science, the emotional science behind this? Frustration increases your stress hormones, like cortisol, and it impacts your skin, it makes you dull, it makes you break out. You just find yourself feeling sick, yet there's really nothing wrong with you. If you notice, sometimes nothing's wrong with you, but your stomach is paining you, like you don't know why. And let's say you're broke, for example, and then somebody dashes you money, and all of a sudden that symptom has gone, or you get money in some way that you didn't expect, you become happy. You were not actually sick. It was just, your mind working with the way you felt to give you a result that you don't want. So if you can find a way to get peace, it lowers your stress, it helps you to heal. Now, when you calm your heart, your body and everything around you responds to it. Your glow will truly come from inside out. Now, in the Bible, it said, do not be anxious about anything because the peace of God will guard your heart and your mind. I was telling someone the other day that okay, she had a problem and she was worrying, oh, what if this? What is that? What if that? What if this? What if this happens? I said to her, but none of it has happened. You're giving yourself high blood pressure on something that may never ever happen. None of it has come to pass. So why are you building hills on something that you can't even see happening? You're not even sure it's going to happen. You're just worried. It's of no use. Honestly, I wish human beings can understand that worrying is useless. You don't achieve anything by worrying. It just steals your peace, it steals your belief in yourself, it steals your confidence. When you have a problem, irrespective of what it is, no matter how sad it is, yes, you have time to, grieve, but don't dwell there. Don't dwell on now imagining even worse scenarios from what it actually is. For example, maybe you plan that by 30 you should be married and you're not married. Then you're now 30. You now start ask yourself, oh, what if nobody comes for me? What if I marry this one? What if the person I marry now marry someone just because I feel like marrying? Those are what ifs. Nobody has said nobody's going to come for you. It's just your mind playing tricks on you. And when you keep saying those what is, what is, somehow you start to believe it. And it starts to shrink the way you show up, the way you think about yourself. So sometimes, most times, the things that we worry about and dwell on, it doesn't do anything but even make you worry more and more. Anxiety is a thief of your peace. If you can eliminate it, like even the Bible says that nobody cannot change the hair of their head. I don't know how it goes exactly by worrying. It doesn't. It just causes more problem. So it's actually a useless thing. This is for me. This is for all of us because sometimes it's actually easy when you have any kind of delay or you're frustrated to find yourself slipping into that space. It doesn't do you any good. Just keep reminding yourself that nothing is going to come out of this. What is my next step? What am I going to do next? That's actually what's going to help you. Who do I need to help me at this time? Who do I need for advice at this time? Logical thinking, not thinking with your emotions, because it's just going to destroy you. So Isaiah says, you will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. So we're talking about faith, right? If you trust in God, you shouldn't be worrying if you have faith about little things. Worrying is an act of not believing, of not having faith. When you worry, you're saying that God doesn't know what He's doing. That's just the truth. Whether we like to accept it or not, that means you don't trust God enough to take care of that problem. You don't trust that, irrespective of how that problem is going, it is for your own good. For example, I'll tell you a problem I had in medical school. I failed a class and had to repeat and join a different class. Now, yes, I was depressed, I was sad. But in retrospect, at that time, in fact, I wanted to denounce God because the way you look when you have to enter a class where everybody's looking at you like, oh, you're the dollars, you didn't, that kind of thing. I was scared. But that was, in retrospect, that was one of the best things that happened to me because the class I entered, they were like a favored class. The exams were a bit more straightforward. It was a blessing. But I was focused on worrying that I wasn't going to go with my mates. I was being delayed. I was being that. in retrospect, I'm grateful for what happened. So if you can change your mind about these things, somehow you attract where where you focus your mind on. If you focus your mind on the positive things instead of worrying, when you worry, you attract more negative things to you. But when you can focus your mind or change your perspective when you're in a delay period, somehow good things start to happen. You start to see the positive aspects of that time. And because sometimes we're so worried that we don't appreciate the period that we are in, that delay, that time that we are in, where we are we are sad instead of you know taking advantage of the experiences, the lessons that we can learn from that thing, so that when that period passes, because it will pass, we can now use those experiences to actually become better, become stronger than we were when we were in that in that space. Being confident is not arrogant, it's trusting in timing, in divine timing, that this delay is going to turn out for my good in the near future, irrespective of what is going on around me. So now, how can we turn this frustration into faith? When you're in a situation where you don't find you didn't see yourself, think about it. Don't act immediately. Don't start to say things that you may regret later, or actions. Don't allow your emotions to get the best of you. Pause and breathe. Slow down when you're overwhelmed. Don't, because sometimes we especially women, we take rash decisions based on how we feel and we regret it later. So think about it. Then if you don't have anybody to talk to, journal. Get a journal and write down the problem. Write down the solution you think you should have. Write down what is working. And then instead of focusing on the things that are not working, ask yourself, what am I grateful for? The truth is that once you're alive and you can breathe, you can see, you can walk, there are things to be grateful for. Sometimes we may not see it, but the truth is that if you learn the act of being grateful, irrespective of what is happening around you, it kind of shifts your focus from your lack to the small progresses that you're making. Then also believe that God's timing is the best. You're not in competition with anybody. There's nobody that is your mate. All of us came into the world alone, or came into the world with our own purpose, our own different destiny. So you're not competing with anybody. So once you have that in your head, always remind yourself, you're not late. I am being prepared. Joseph was sold into slavery, and it took him how many years to become prepared enough to get the position that he got in Egypt. He had to pass through that phase of preparation. Both the temptation, both the bad things that happened to him, they all led to him becoming who he was meant to be. Learn to nourish your body, your skin, rest, you know, hydrate yourself, and stay consistent. Anything you are doing, have a structure and be consistent, because confidence grows through small daily, acts of faith, daily obedience, daily affirmation, and believe in yourself. So skincare tip for today: your skin needs rest too. No, allow it to breathe. Less is more. Just use cleanser, don't use too many things. Just like your mind, your skin glows better when it's at peace. Now, as we get into this new week, I want you to look at yourself, look in the mirror, and say affirmations, and say things like, I am at peace with God's divine timing. I'm not in competition with anybody. My time is my time. What is mine will find me beautifully and on time. I am confident in my waiting, not just in the arriving. I am growing in the process. My glow is not dependent on speed, but on peace. Now, to close, I will tell you that remember, frustration dims your light, but faith restores your glow. This week, choose peace over pressure. Trust that everything good is aligning in your favor, both inside and out. I'm Dr. Chimsom Ogu, your skin and confidence doctor. I help you glow from inside out. Please join us again next week at the same time as we help you get into your week with confidence and with a lot of blah. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for joining me. Have a great week.